In the middle of a packed courtroom, this man claims his newborn son can't possibly be his. His reason? The baby is just too white. He even suggests the child looks Mexican while he and the mother are both black. This shocking accusation is just the tip of the iceberg in a story filled with secrets, lies, and a desperate search for the truth. The story begins when the man, Mr. Richardson, dragged his girlfriend, Miss Robbins, to court. He had made a huge mistake. Overcome with emotion at the hospital, he signed the birth certificate for their 2-month-old son, DeMarlon. But now, crippling doubt has taken over, and he's terrified he's about to pay child support for a baby that isn't his. Miss Robbins, however, is furious. She insists his only mistake is denying his own flesh and blood.
And been with no one else except for him, so I don't understand the whole DNA.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Mr. Richardson, why'd you sign the birth certificate?
I was in my emotions, and when I saw the baby, I was like, nah, and I asked her. I said, you sure this baby is mine?
When he saw the baby, his heart melted. But he had asked her point blank, are you sure this baby is mine?
But does that...
But he was so, when I saw the baby, he was so white. He looked like a Mexican.
The baby's skin was just too light. His suspicion didn't come from nowhere. He paints a picture of a sneaky woman from the very beginning. Their relationship started as a sordid affair when she was still married. He was her side piece. When she finally claimed to be divorced, she couldn't even produce a physical copy of the decree, instead putting up a questionable document online. The man's paranoia grew. He recalls a time just before Christmas when she complained of having no money, only to suddenly come up with thousands of dollars a few days later, claiming it was from a 401k. He suspected she got it from another man he'd seen hanging around. The most damning evidence in his mind? One evening, she came home from work and he immediately recognized the smell on her. As he bluntly told the judge, Your Honor, she smelled like sex. But the final straw, the one that brought them to court, was the ultimate act of evasion. Miss Robbins had agreed to a DNA test and even set the appointment. He arrived at her house an hour early, ready to go and finally get answers. But she stalled. 4 p.m. came and went, then 4:15. She just sat there making excuses until they missed the appointment entirely. In his mind, this was a clear admission of guilt. Why would she dodge the test if she had nothing to hide? Miss Robbins fires back with her own story. She claims he's a man with a terrible memory who can't even remember people's names, let alone the details of their relationship. She remembers the night of conception perfectly. It was Christmas time, and they were blessing her new apartment on their brand new couch. She admits she dodged the DNA test appointment, but claims she had just given birth, was on maternity leave, and wasn't feeling well. To the judge, however, her excuses ring hollow. She had a golden opportunity to shut down his doubts forever, and she didn't take it. Her actions only fueled the fire of his suspicion. The judge looks at them both with frustration. For 30 minutes, they've argued in circles, playing a childish game of he said, she said. But the game ends now. A 2-month-old baby's identity hangs in the balance, waiting for an answer. The judge holds up a single envelope that contains the absolute truth.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. DeMarlon versus Robbins. When it comes to 2-month-old Richardson, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Richardson, you are the father.
You are the father. The words hit Mr. Richardson like a physical blow. He stumbles back, his face a mask of pure shock and disbelief. All his theories, all his suspicions, all his accusations crumbled to dust in a single moment. Miss Robbins breaks down a mixture of vindication and exhaustion. You doubted it the whole time, she cries. After a stern lecture from the judge about the importance of co-parenting, the baby is brought into the courtroom. As the man holds his son for the first time with absolute certainty, the weight of his accusations gives way to the undeniable bond of a father and child. But after such public humiliation and deep-seated mistrust, can this family ever truly be whole again?